believe is where we left off. Now, I did get quite a bit more work done, but then I encountered an issue. For those of you watching my Horizon series, you'll know I moved house, which alone is stressful enough. But then once I got set up, I recorded a video for Horizon just to make sure that these videos were going to be okay. And then for some reason, my videos stopped linking to the cloud. I lost 2 weeks. I'd already got stuff ready and set up for a video. The game would not sync up, and it wiped 2 weeks. Luckily, it was a week of building, but also a week of resource gathering and AFKing. After following a few guides and a few tutorials online, I finally got it sort of sorted, and I got my data back, but yeah, I'd lost some. Out of sheer anger, what I did was work on my nether tunnel, and then I joined my friend on their realm. Well, not their realm, their world, and their world is the exact same seed as this one, because they wanted to get back into it, wanted a good seed, so built them a trader farm and whatnot, and then just guided them around and showed them where some of the ancient cities were structured so they could get back into the game, and then helped them out with that. I've spent the last 4 days grinding away. So we got in here finished, and I believe we got out here finished. I think I was working on this when I explained that I was moving and probably wouldn't be a video for a week or two. But out here, we've finally got this section of the building done. Excuse me. You saw nothing. Right. Yeah, so we've got this alleyway done. I've also got it completely spawn-proof, which is definitely helpful. And then as we move around here, I've managed to get this section done. I still need to do a little bit of waxing on some of these on some of this copper. But we've got the basketball courtyard almost done. I still need to install the light that goes there. We've got the hoop. I'm sure there's a better way of doing that, but I'll settle with that for now. Hear you. Why do I hear zombies? This place is spawn proof. Well, that's cause for concern. But yes, after rewatching the other playthrough, I noticed that this building here was actually a different colour. Very slightly, but a different colour, and also a different style of building. So changing it up from my creative world build, it makes sense because this building actually lines up with the other building on the other side. Now, when I lost my data, I lost all of that, all of this side of this building, and all of this. Doesn't seem like much, but it's the resources. That's the biggest issue. It's the resources. It's all the off-camera grinding that you have to do to get back to this situation. Especially that wood. But now, anyway, back onto a positive note. I just need to put a few little casings around this metal bin right here. And then we've got the copper stairs that take you up. Out here. So we've got the building here with this one's completely boarded up. This one had a few broken boards on it. I can't remember what movie poster was up there. I think it was an advertisement for something in the game. And what I finished yesterday, the back part of this build. And yeah, I had to fly a few thousand blocks out to get the coral. Again, something I lost. I lost all my coral because I knew what I was going to get building, and originally my plan was all of this here, and it's going night, which is perfect. All this bit here, and I wanted to get this section finished off, including this building right here. So it has been a setback, but like I say, I have grinded my backside off to try and make sure I at least got something to show for what I've been up to. And yeah, obviously in the game you can't get down here, but I've done a little bit of decorating anyway. I'm going to add some more details down here that you can see from the balcony. And also, What else was there? There was something else. Okay, right, let's sleep. Let's get rid of this rain and this night time. Needed a quick swig of brew. Right, okay, yeah. So I've incorporated a couple of farms because they weren't being that effective down there. And it's nice to have access to fuel, spare wood, sugarcane because, oh, let's just say I might have got through 10 stacks of rockets in about 3 hours. It's getting quite big to navigate this. Right, so what else did I do? I did do something else. Oh yes, I made a start on mapping out the water treatment area that you come to with Ada and Sherry. Now, I'm not going to include this in the raccoon video. If you want to see this, you're going to have to check out my Let's Play for this, but I'll tell you about that after. But anyway, back to the Raccoon City build. Yes, so this will be where the water is. You'd obviously run down here, you'd come up there with Sherry, you'd come through here with Ada, and then eventually into this room where you'd do the little box puzzle and get the club key. Oh, I'm going to get slaughtered in the comments if I don't remember that. Someone of my caliber. But yes, so Ada's section is linked up to the map properly. This is all fully mapped out, and it is going to fit. As you can see, where Sherry comes up that little elevator, that doesn't quite link to down here, does it? It's a slight distance. This is something else I need to tweak, because this corridor here is now going to interfere with that, so probably have to lower this as well. It's, yeah, a lot of work. Other work I lost as well was the organising and remapping of this entire area. This has all been changed. I mean, I've managed to redo this bit. So where the city hall is, this is all getting expanded down because for some reason, don't know why, don't know how, just expanding the RPD and moving the road down a little bit really has knocked this out of sync. I mean, I think it's about 9 blocks off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, exactly 9 blocks. Which is weird because I only expanded the RPD 6 blocks, I think it was. So, yeah. Bit confusion there. I'll just hop up over here. And I've also added more wool down into this area to expand on Jill's section. So I've managed to fill this in, just use different coloured wool to differentiate the different buildings that are going to be in this area. I still need to get more wool. I lost all of my AFK time at the wool farm. So, yeah. It's been a bit of a pain. But in here, I've actually got a couple of resources. I haven't got enough yet. I'm getting there. This is all going to be for the underground car parking lot. Unfortunately, as you can see, I'm going to need a lot more mud and probably some more brown mushroom blocks. I also need to get hold of some granite. I don't think I've got much left. I've got 7 pieces. That's certainly not enough for what we've got to build. And I also need, I think it worked out about 60, nearly a full stack of grindstones. It might even be more. Also, let's have a think. We'll just take a little trek over here. I have been doing some more diggy. I think I'm down to level 69. Oh my. And yeah, it's slowly getting there. I still don't think it's going to be enough. I've still got this section to take out, but I need to move my beacon. So once the beacon's been shifted, or I've at least dug enough out that I'm not getting the beacon effects on the edges, I then need to take under here completely out as well, because that's where you'd come down in one of the elevators with, come on brain, you know this map, Leon, You'd come down there with Leon. Claire's will be over there somewhere, and I'm just going to link up the T-junction this way somehow, and then I'll have to move the beacon over there, and then we'll have to tear all of that out as well. It's a lot. It's a lot of work. I have got so much to do, and there's just me. There's just little old me and my stupidity. But yeah, overall, I will eventually decorate these roofs. At the minute, as you can see, half of them don't even have complete roofs. But I will be flying over this, and I think it would be nice to have some roofing details on. You know, just maybe stack some up a bit, put a couple of chimneys on, a few pipes, air conditioning units. You know, just little bits, little details that, yeah, you're not going to see from the ground. But if you're flying over, you do get a decent view of it. And I believe that is it. That is definitely it. What was I talking about earlier? I mentioned I wasn't going to mention in the Raccoon City video. What did I say? I said something. Oh, the ancient cities. No, wasn't the ancient cities? Was it the ancient cities? I can't remember. Trader. So yeah, this is where we're up to. I've just got a few more resources to gather. Well, probably another shulker box worth, because I've got all the vehicles to do as well. And the banners. The banner patterns are going to be a pain. I've got to try and remember how to do them. But then eventually I will do the underground car parking area, because I wouldn't like to get the RPD fully scrubbed off. But at the minute, it's just nice to have just like some semblance of a city. It's taking a while. It's coming along slowly. But it's especially at night time. When I crank the brightness down at night, I'm still in two minds about these cars, but not a lot really I can do. A friend of mine suggested doubling up in scale. I was like, no chance. Just no. I want this to player scale. Yes, it affects the detail, but I think it's better this way, personally. I mean, you'll have to let me know what you guys think. Trying to do 2 videos in one. Whose stupid idea was this? What's the plan now then? Right, so the idea to link that Sherry area up to that, I'll have to take you into my creative world to show you that. And if you're watching on my Let's Play series, let me show you an absolute dilemma I came up to when it came to redstone. As you can tell, I have to have markers out to remind me how redstone works. Now, I decided that what I needed to do was design a minecart rail that would go from A to B. Obviously, it was quite the distance from where Sherry climbs on the elevator and then comes out like 300 city blocks away. So I came over here and I was like, right, okay, we can do this. I could just do a long minecart tunnel. But I didn't want to do that. I wanted to try something a bit different, or see if I could make it faster or a bit more interesting. And yeah, I tried quite a few things. So I didn't want the minecart to be visible. I wanted sort of like the lift to be there, and then maybe a stair here. So I had, have I got any stairs on me? I don't. Let me just quickly grab, I was using the quartz ones. Now this is going to fire this off anyway, so actually let's just break that a second. So the idea was we'd have that there, a detector rail inside, and then you'd climb in there and it should ping you off. Fair, you'd think that would work. No, it didn't, and now I'm stuck. Right. So then I tried the old put string across there, maybe just have this here and the blocks up there so you wouldn't, it was barely noticeable. And then you'd flick it, click that, go in, hit the string. Nope, that wouldn't work either. Now, minecarts do work in bubble vators, which I did not know, unless it's flowing water. So if I remove that button, I should be able to put a rail there, like that, and then you can go up, which is quite fun, don't get me wrong. but it wouldn't land on a rail up here. It just wouldn't have none of it. It was being temperamental, and quite honestly, it was driving me mad. Now, which one was it? So I decided to test a few other various options. Again, don't judge me. I don't know Redstone. I refuse to use tutorials. I want to learn, so I try and teach myself, and I'm sure there's 1,000 times easier way of doing this. So this was to detect how much signal it would give out. Have I got a minecart? I don't think it matters what was in the minecart. Whatever it was always 16. Now, I thought Redstone Signal's max power was 15. Has that changed, or is that just me being completely stupid? But also, look. Oh, there it goes. Now it lights up. You weren't doing that the other day. But anyway, so then I tried this one. I need a normal minecart, bear with. I've tried so many different things. Let's just grab this one. Pop you there. So the idea was you climb in, you close the trapdoor, and then you just go forward. Like so. And I thought, okay, that kind of works. Because again, I tried the string. And this was coupled up originally. Did not work. Also, when you stood here, you can't... If I just go into normal mode, you can't click the minecart. You just... I'm spamming my trigger. You can't click it because the string's hit bar is so big. It's... I can do this and then scoop my way in. But then what's the point in that? This just... No. Just plain no. But after plenty of tinkering and a few different experiments, including a few failed ones, because I couldn't work out what these rails did. The not the detector rail, the activator rails. They kick you out. Oh no, they don't. Oh no, they have to be powered, sorry. They have to be powered, but they kick the player out. So I tinkered with that for a little bit, and in the end, this is what I settled on. Now, it's probably, like I said, it's probably a far more complicated version than it needs to be. But what we've got is, you just stand here. I can open this, click in that. I think I can close it from in here. No, I can't. It just stays open. And then you just tap forward. And the idea was to keep it either all black, because I tested it with the copper just to see. And I found out that the deep slate works better. So inside this, I'll just quickly show you, it's just slabs. And I've got them on the top, and because they're slabs, the player doesn't suffocate. But what it also means is that you can't see. So it actually makes it... Why aren't you moving forward? Oh yes, because... There. Right. Give me a sec. Stupidity. And then when you climb out, because there's solid blocks all the way around here, you end up pretty much where you need to be. And that's... Oh, it's awful. It's absolutely awful. But that's what I've come up with. And in the end, I should have just done this right from the start. Just a minecart from A to B instead of doing all of this faffing around. That's just... I mean, it's taught me a few things. It's taught me I know nothing about Redstone and that I'm a complete moron. But other than that, yeah, it's that's the way it's been. Anyway, back to my Let's Play world, because I've been experimenting in ancient cities. Me and a friend of mine decided to do a little bit of a test. Yeah, so a lot of faffing around with redstone when I should have just done a simple generic tunnel. But what I am most proud of is I was playing on my friend's world. They're on PS5, I'm Series X, but they are on the exact same seed as me. So what we did is we went ancient city raiding, them on their world, me on my world, and we decided to hit quite a few ancient cities, because as you know, I did not have the Silence armor trim. Now, these 3 shulkers represent the last 2 cities we raided, and yeah, come out with a fair, decent bit of loot, and on the 22nd ancient city I hit Silence. So as you can imagine, when my data file got corrupted, the thought of losing this really, really hurt me. Oh my goodness. But these 3 here represent nothing compared to the ancient cities we hit. Let's just head back to my other city and let me show you just how many books I've accumulated. Okay, so we're back at the old city of Algorithm that I still kind of haven't finished. Just ignore that. Ignore that. I will get round to that section eventually. I'm trying to do too much at once, which is very me. It's very me. But I think it was these 2 double chests. No, it was this one then. I might have gathered a few Swift Sneak books. I'm not going to struggle for Swift Sneak anytime soon. And a lot of these I've combined as well. Oh my goodness. Oh, what a sad little life I lead. But it's finally nice to see Silence where it belongs amongst all the other armor trims. And it was a fun adventure. It was a fun adventure. Originally, when Nimcom copied this seed onto their world, I went over and helped them out, just get established and get some farms set up so they didn't have to do the stupid early game bit that they really didn't want to do, because they actually lost a world of 2 years, so we're a bit reluctant to play again. But I told them this was a great seed, I'd help them get established, and then then we've been doing a lot of trophy hunting, raiding ancient cities, her on her world, me on mine, and it's been fun. It's been fun. It was a nice distraction, especially after losing so much progress on the city build. So I've also done a bit more work on the nether tunnel, but you know what my nether tunnel looks like, so I don't need to show you any more of that. And I think that is about it. I mean, my gear's coming along pretty well. I don't need to worry about armor or food or pretty much anything, to be honest. I think I am running out of a few items though. Basalt seems to be taking a nosedive. Yep. Things are slowly starting to disappear. And just to give you a clue as to how much deep slate I've actually got through, I think I removed the chests actually and had to move them over to my storage. Yeah, for those of you that remember, the storage was over to about here. So we're slowly eating away at all this deep slate we used to make this lovely colourful city. And I've got to admit, there's a few changes I'd like to make in here now. As I've been doing more cityscapes, I am starting to feel that there are some better decisions I could make, and some other alternatives to building that I think could make such a difference. And a little bit of a heads up. These backdrops, the skyline, maybe not the skulk. Maybe not the skulk, because I ain't doing that again. That was a lot of skulk. But these buildings here, these backdrops, they're going in Raccoon City. I don't know how. I don't know where to incorporate them yet. I've got to get the city built first. But in the long run, we're going to have a backdrop of these builds. Maybe not as big. And I think it will just add a little bit more scope and scale to the city, to the areas you'd never venture to in the games. Because I've also got the Arkley Forest to do, and the Spencer Mansion, and the Hive, the training facility, and you know, the train, and that's a problem for future Reap. He can deal with that. In the meantime, I've got some grinding to get back to. I ain't looking forward to it. So with that, I'll catch you all in the next one. Take care. Be good people, and see you later. Bye. Bye.